deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure.
The Saturday was about warmth. The Sunday was about joy. Monday was about anger. And before we come to Tuesday, we just need to look back at the events of the weekend. On the Sunday, after Jesus had gone through the triumphal entry, he went into the temple and looked around. Then he went back to Bethany, filled with anger. The next morning he got up and he determined that he was going to go down to the temple and cleanse it. On the way, he saw a fig tree, and he was hungry, so he went to get some fruit, although it wasn't the time of year. And when he found no fruit on the fig tree, he cursed it. Now, what was going on there? Well, I think Jesus was engaging in good old-fashioned anger management. If you're too angry to the point where you might do damage, go and beat up a fig tree. Do something that helps just take some of the pressure off. Many people go running. Do what Abraham Lincoln did. Write a letter and then put it in the bottom drawer for a few days so that you don't go and do more damage than you meant to. And now we come to the Tuesday. They're walking along and they pass the fig tree, and it's withered to its roots. And so Jesus uses that as an opportunity to teach them a lesson. Now, he doesn't teach them a lesson in anger management, although Peter could certainly use that. He doesn't teach them a lesson about the power of the Son of God, although he could well have done that. By his word, he brought this world into being. By a word, he could take it out again. But Jesus chooses to give another lesson. He says to them, have faith in God. Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you are receiving it, and it will be yours. Now, some people have taken these verses and turned them into a kind of mantra. If you just have enough faith, you will get what you pray for. And the implication is that if I don't get what I pray for, I didn't have enough faith. That has never worked for me. I used to be called out in the ministry often to pray for people, and some of them were breaking your heart. A young mother with cancer, and you said, surely it's God's will for this one to be healed. And I summoned all the faith I could manage. I would have lain on the floor and licked it with my tongue if that would have helped. But a lot of them died. Eventually, a very dear friend of mine, a care pastor in the church, came to me and said, Andrew, I don't think you've got the gift of healing. But then she kindly added, but God has given you a gift for taking funerals. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, would you take my funeral when the time comes? And I always had a standard answer to that, with pleasure. But am I a failure because my prayers were often not answered? No, I think Jesus is saying something deeper here. I think what he's saying is, have faith. I want you to do that. But if you don't get what you want, keep the faith. That Thursday night when Peter was going to deny him and fail him utterly, Jesus said to him beforehand, I have prayed for you, Simon. Not that he wouldn't fail, but that his faith would not fail. Jesus wants our faith to stand, whether we get what we pray for or not. In the dark days of 1940, there was an army of 250,000 men huddled on the beaches of Dunkirk. The best estimate was that they might get 20,000 off. The rest just waited for almost inevitable annihilation. But out of that ghastly hell, the commander of the army sent a telegram to London. It contained just 3 words, but if not. Now that's a quote from Daniel chapter 3. Our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the fiery furnace, and he will deliver us. And there you have it, the faith. Our God is able, and I believe he will. But then it goes on, but if not. That commander, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego facing the fire, knew that God doesn't always do what you want him to do. And so the verse finishes, but if not, We will not serve their gods or worship the golden image that they have set up. And there it is. We have faith, and if the worst happens, we'll keep faith.